Here's another video that helps you solve the problems you see in your Learn section with Rguroo. The problem reads, the U.S. Land Management Office regularly holds a lottery for the lease of government lands. Your company has won the rights to 12 leases. Historically, about 10% of these lands possess sufficient oil reserves for profitable operation. Construct the distribution for the number of leases that will be profitable. What is the probability that at least one of these will be profitable? So we're going to focus in on the last question here. What is the probability that at least one of these leases will be profitable? This sounds like a binomial situation for me. I see the two-sidedness here of an outcome here of being profitable or not profitable. And we're going to have to assume that each of these lands profitability is independent of one another. We have a fixed number of trials, so I think we could probably approach this with a binomial. So we have to decide which of these two sides is our success. If you read the question carefully, you can see at the end of the question, it's leaning towards the idea of it being profitable. So that will be our success. So we keep that in mind, which leads us to our second decision, which is beyond the fixed number of trials, which is 12, which is what is the probability of a success? That's P. In this case, since our success is profitable, then we were told there that about 10% of these lands are in fact profitable. So that leads our P to be equal to 0.10. And the last thing is the number of successes we want. And if you read the probability request carefully, it says at least one of the leases will be profitable. Then that means our number of successes is X is greater than or equal to 1. So that's traditionally how we interpret at least is greater than or equal to the value they give us. So greater than or equal to 1. So let's go to Rguroo to solve this. All right, here we are in Rguroo. We're going to navigate into the binomial calculator again. So click on the probability panel, probability calculator, and discrete. We're still handing our calculator values of a random variable seeking out probabilities. So we're going to keep this button or this bubble chosen. Distribution default is binomial. The number of trials was 12. That's n, where we entered n. The probability of a success was 0.10. And we are now not going to choose exactly like we did, or equal to rather, like we did in our other videos. We have to figure out what it means to be greater than or equal to 1. So let's go ahead and let's put 1 in this box. And so we have choices here: equal, below, above, between, and outside. We're going to choose above because we want to be above. We'll retype 1 in there. 1. And at first that might just seem like greater than when you're above 1, but there's a little box here. In fact, you can see once I put my mouse over it, it says include the value. If I take it away, you can put it back in. So I'm including the value of 1. So that means above 1, including 1, which is what greater than or equal to 1 means. So once I have that all set, I can hit the preview button and we get our probability, 0.71757. So there is the answer. Very quick calculation here with Rguroo. If you look above and see how the book solved it by hand, it's another way of tackling this, but it takes a little bit longer. But there is about a 72% chance that at least one of these leases would be profitable.